Hey, welcome back to my channel, KATTSMAKEUP. This time I did this Halloween look and it's a skull which I decided to call the Night Queen. I hope that intro didn't scare you too much. Now let's get into it. So starting off, I'm tracing out the lines with a white pencil, which can easily be removed with your finger if you mess up. I'm feeling for my cheekbones to see exactly where my bones are and using that as my guide. Now carving out the temples and then beginning to carve out the eye sockets, and everything I do on one side, then repeat on the other. So right here is where I realized that I didn't like where I had placed this line on my temples, and I just simply wiped it off and then retraced it out. Now going in with the teeth, I'm just drawing pretty much little mini houses, 2 lines, and then a triangle connecting at the top of each one. Now I'm going in with some white WOLFE face paint. I went with a metallic white because I really wanted this to be more like a holographic type of look. Which, by the way, all products that I use I'll be having in the description box below, so make sure to read it. So with this white face paint, I'm using this to go ahead and fill in all the areas that will be white on the skull. And I really love using this water activated paint because it's so easy to apply, it's so easy to remove, and it just goes on so seamlessly, and you could build upon it as well. Now I'm going in those previous markings that I made for the teeth, just in between them. I don't want to cover them completely because you still need them for other markings you need to do later. I went with the same brush that I used on the face, which is just a regular flat foundation brush. I'm just using the tip of that to fill it in. Now going in with the black face paint, I'll be filling in all the areas that were not colored in white. And these are all the areas that create depth. And once again, still utilizing the same brush, I just wiped it off with water. And it really just saves a lot of time to keep switching in between a lot of different brushes. And just going across the inner parts of the lips just slightly to create depth in that area as well. Now going back in with that same foundation brush, I'm now going with the white face paint again and creating the neck and chest bones. Applying the black face paint again, as you can see, it didn't matter that the white lines weren't as neatly done because the black paint can go ahead and clean all of that up and make it nice and neat. Now going back to fill in the eye socket area, getting as close as possible to the eyelid, but does not have to be all the way because we will be applying eyeshadow. Now with a much smaller brush with a square shaped bristles, we're going to go back in and fill in the teeth with more white face paint. And it's just making them a lot more sharper, and as you can see, they didn't come out as bright as I wanted, so I went back in once more. Now I'm going back in with that exact same brush and using only the side of it this time, and then making the little triangles above each little house again. I then realized that I wanted to add a few more little teeth towards the back there. Now onto the nose, I went in with an even smaller brush than the one we used for the teeth. And I'm just drawing this out here and making sure I fill it in very well, even around the nostrils. Now with a fluffy blending brush, I am taking ANASTASIA Beverly Hills Noir, my favorite black eyeshadow, and going around all of the areas where we did the black face paint and just shading in, and this is going to create a very well blended look. Using a thin flat brush, I am also using more of that same black eyeshadow and going in between the teeth and creating a shading effect, and this will just give a more lifelike appearance. Now with the blending brush, I'm applying a purple eyeshadow from the Urban Decay Electric palette. You can use any purple shade or whatever color you end up deciding, and just blending this in where we left off with the black around the eyelid area. Using the same shade with a pencil brush and applying that below the eye. Now going in with STILA Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, I am using a flat brush and applying this right on top of that eyelid. Back with that same pencil brush, I'm going back in the black eyeshadow and just applying a little more shading in more detailed areas. You can do this pretty much wherever you see fit. Now with a very small paintbrush, or this can even be an eyeliner brush, I'm going back in the black face paint and just creating cracks and then blending out with my finger so it doesn't look as defined. And then also applying a few more on the chin area after the forehead. Now with a blending brush, I'm going in with Makeup Forever's Star Powder, which is more, it looks white, but it comes out as a very iridescent shade. This one has a lot of blue tint in it. And I'm applying this along any black areas just to give a more holographic type of look. Now with another blending brush, I'm going into another Star Powder by Makeup Forever, and this one has more of a pink iridescent shade, and I'm also applying this back over the same black areas I did before and in the white areas as well. Now onto the neck and chest area, I'm using a fan brush here, and again using those exact same two star powders and applying it first on the white areas and then back in the black. So after this part, the camera did stop recording on me, but the only thing you missed was me applying lashes, and then I applied jewels to the teeth, down the neck, and on the chest areas. I used eyelash glue to apply these jewels, and I found these at Michael's, or you can find them at any craft store. Don't forget to read the description box where I included the products that I used. Please give me a thumbs up, like my video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and please stay tuned for my next video. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I can't wait to share more with you soon. Bye!